Welcome to our third segment of our Fall Flower Festival. Woohoo! DeAnna is my next guest, and she's going to be providing her expertise on Mayesh.com, specifically our pre-book program. The fall wedding season can be super stressful, as we all know, and we're going to show you ways to reduce that stress, right? That's a good thing for everyone. Uh, Make sure afterwards you stick around because at 1:45, guys, I'm going to have my next guest, Allison Ellis of Real Flower Business, and she's going to be joining me to chat about how to price your fall weddings and be profitable and handle subs. So it's going to be a really great topic too. Also, as mentioned in the email, just in case you're watching from Instagram, which I know some of you are. Hi, Instagrammers. You might want to hop on over to Facebook or YouTube. That'll be the better viewing experience. That counts for this one too, because we're going to be sharing the screen. And of course, everything's horizontal. So, um, YouTubers or Instagrammers, if you want to hop over to YouTube or Facebook, that would be great. And also, again, another reminder if you're looking for replays for today's segments, you can definitely check those out immediately on the other two platforms, Facebook and YouTube. I feel like I said that like 100 times already. We're going to be posting the recap on today's event up on our blog for you guys to find easily. So it should be good. Again, say hello. Let us know who's watching now. We've had different people in the different groups. I know that not everyone can hang out with us all day long. Totally get that. Even though I wish you could. And then also, yeah, we're gonna get started, guys. Say hi, let us know where you're from. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments and we will answer them as time permits. So let me bring on DeAnna and we're gonna get started. Hey DeAnna.
Hey, Yvonne.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you doing today?
I am good. Thank you so much for joining me live today. I believe this is your first time doing this with me, so I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
of course. I'm excited
Yeah,
to be here.
great. And before we get started, can you just introduce yourself a little bit and share your flower story?
Yeah, my name's DeAnna. My flower journey really started when I came to join the Mayesh team about 3.5 years ago. I knew nothing about flowers. I knew nothing about the flower industry. I didn't know there was different regions where flowers were grown, how they get on airplanes, into a wholesaler house, and then eventually in the hands of florists. It's a was a whole new world to me. Totally blew my mind. I felt like I discovered some type of underground society that I never knew existed in the world. But I've had some great mentors here, and I've learned so much. And I really am thankful that I get to work with so many creative and free thinking people. And I just love the flower world and all the flower people.
I love it. And you're amazing at what you do, by the way, you and the whole
Oh,
team. They run kind of our customer support team, supporting all the e-commerce things that we do. So this is going to be fun. So I have my screen set up and we're going to share that with you guys. And Deanna is going to run you through and share with you about PreBook. So to get us started, Deanna, can you tell us about this online program and how it can help reduce stress?
yeah, for sure. Well, everyone knows that fall wedding season is extremely stressful. You are juggling a million balls in the air. You might have 4 different events on the weekend, all while having to take in new orders for the following year. So, pre-book is a way to help keep yourself organized and also secure your orders 30 to 60 days in advance, depending on what Mayish location you're with. So it's an awesome tool. You can visually see pictures, shop online with the budget. And one of my favorite things is that it is available 24/7 to you. It's definitely not at all replacing your sales rep, but wholesalers and florists don't always work the same hours. We're up at 3 a.m. getting ready to go to work while florists are being creative around 3 a.m. and they might not have access to a sales rep. So this is a great way to kind of self-serve and keep yourself on budget, and it's available when you're feeling creative.
Love it. So tell me where you want me to go.
So we'll start by hovering over the shop button, and then you would select pre-books. And you always want to start by selecting your delivery date. So let's role play that we have an event, let's say the last weekend in September. So knowing that your event is going to be on September 30th, you would want to select your date to receive the flowers, most likely on that Tuesday. So you have enough time to get the product in your door, hydrated, and ready to perform for your event that weekend. Under the select delivery date, you'll see a little orange button that says cutoffs, which is super helpful for any of the Mayesh buying tools that you're using. So you'll just be able to see that you'd have to have the order placed by the 19th in order to receive it by the 26th of September.
Very good.
The next tip, I always like to have the show box to 100. Sometimes it'll auto-populate to only show you 16 items per page. So showing 100, you could see more items as you're scrolling. There is 2 different ways to view the inventory. We're currently in list view. If you prefer larger images, you can always hop over to grid view.
I like grid view, but I feel like a lot of people use list view because it's easier to go through the list faster.
Yeah, definitely. We also have some really awesome filtering tools on the left side. So say we're pretending for our event at the end of September. Let's go ahead, Yvonne, and select a couple color bubbles. Let's do brown and cream. And if there's a color you want to search for that you don't see the actual little dot for, right below you can select colors as well. So let's go ahead and select beige because we all know those are very popular fall colors. And what the computer just did for us is it filtered this pre-book inventory to show you items that have those colors in their names. So you're shopping by color palette. And the next trick is to look at your sort by box. Right now, it's going to show you everything in alphabetical order. If you click on that and select price unit ascending, it's going to refilter things to show the least expensive items first, which could be helpful when you're trying to stay on budget.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and build a cart, Yvonne. So go ahead and select maybe some of those mini masquerade carnations. And you see, as soon as we put that first item in our shopping cart, a little timer at the top of the screen started. After 1 hour, you'll get a little pop-up that says, do you need more time to shop? So you can click that and extend your time for another hour. If not, it will clear your cart out. So just be mindful of that little shopping cart there.
Cool.
Cool. You can also search by specific flowers. Let's go ahead and look up that beautiful Moab rose that David had talked about.
I don't know how to spell that.
Moab.
Okay.
And you see here, it has a limited banner on it. So it looks like it would be available, but it might be a little limited. So after you place the order, you might hear from your sales rep saying like, hey, I will try to source these the best I can, but let's also come up with a plan B in case we're not able to get them in. Okay. And Yvonne, let's go through actually going into the shopping cart and we'll walk through the whole checkout process.
It's probably just taking a little bit longer to load because I'm sharing my screen and going live and all that. It does not take that normally.
Yeah, so in here, you're able to make adjustments if you want to remove some things. If you know your budget and you notice you're a little over, you can remove, go back in, find something a little less expensive. And then once you're all ready to go, you would select the What happened?
Oh, I'll just do a little refresh. There it is.
Here it is. So you can go ahead and select the checkout button. And there's a place for comments, which is super helpful, especially if you're doing multiple events. You can put any notes you want to relay to your sales rep, or even just put those in there as reminders for yourself. Like, this is for the Johnson wedding on the 24th. And you can also utilize the POs to help stay organized as well. Right above the place order button, there is a spot where you can use a coupon code. I know occasionally we do run those, so that would be the place you would enter that. And then you would have to select place order. And the great thing about placing the pre-book order online is it goes directly to your sales rep as well. And it also goes into our point of sale system. So our buyers are seeing it right away. They're able to act quickly and begin sourcing the product for you.
You don't want me to place the order actually, right?
You can place it. I'll go in and delete it. It's fine.
Okay.
Just so we can walk through the whole process.
There we are.
There we are. If you don't see that order place screen, you didn't fully finish the checkout for one reason or another. And you will also get an email confirmation with a copy of the order as well. So if you don't see that in your inbox, you might want to double check that you actually did place the order.
Very good to know. So, DeAnna, what are the benefits for the customer to use PreBook?
The benefits for the customer is the 24/7 online access to these products. Also, it'll keep track of all the orders that you placed as well. If you hover over where it says Houston at the top of the page and go to pending online orders. So this is super helpful if you're booking 10 weddings in October. You can jump into your pending orders here and see what you've actually placed. So if you have any last minute add-ons for a certain wedding, you can see what you've already ordered and go back in and continue shopping if need be.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like just also the benefit of just having kind of the pricing up front,
Absolutely.
that saves a lot of time for people. Um, and we're working really hard on, trying to make sure we have as many images in there as possible. That's I think I've talked about this before. It's just one of those projects that will live on forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it is nice to see the pricing right there. So you had just had a consultation with the bride over the weekend and they want a bid right away. You can hop in on Saturday and Sunday, place this pre-book order and know what budget you're in to communicate that with your clients. As where you might not be able to reach your sales rep because we're closed over the weekend.
Yeah, I think this is great. And I feel like it also helps maybe reduce errors and things like that because there isn't if you do it, and obviously we want orders no matter what, but when you type it out and then the rep types it out, as it goes through all of that, there's just room for error all the time with those types of things. So when we kind of can reduce that, I think that's a good thing for everyone too.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it happen quite a few times when there's an email chain that's 20 miles long, things get lost in translation, and all of a sudden you're missing 20 bunches of white lisianthus that you need tomorrow.
Yeah. And we want to help negate those types of situations. That's for sure. I did get a question from Leah. Thanks, Leah. She wants to know, how far in advance can you do this and see pricing?
And depending on which location you are, it's 30 to 60 days in advance that you can see pricing in pre-books. I know it's Seattle, Houston, and our Miami locations offer 60 days in advance, but the rest of them are 30 days in advance. And a lot of that's because, the market fluctuates quite a bit. So 30 to 60 days. And you'll be able to see by clicking on the calendar how far out you can actually book on pre-books.
Very good.
If you need to book something farther out that you're not seeing online, definitely just reach out to your sales rep via text, email, phone call, whatever your form of communication is.
Very good. And speaking of just not pre-book the program, but pre-booking in general, what is your advice for people to help ensure they get kind of those items that are like super hot, right? Can we talk a little bit about that? I wanted to ask David too, but we ran out of time. But obviously there's things where, they're super hot and they're hard to get. Do you have any advice for them, for our customers?
Yeah, definitely pre-book in advance as much as you possibly can. That's one thing that can help. I mean, even if you do pre-book even 6 months in advance with these really hot items during the fall season, it may or may not happen in the world of flowers. There could be heavy rain at one of the farms. The farm product could have got damaged in transit. So you always want to think of a plan B as well. So you want to have your plan A game. You want the Moabs, the quicksands, all the super hot items, but always have that plan B as well, and self flexibility on your end to your clients.
Very good. And then you just reminded me of another really great question. Can we talk about what do these hearts mean?
Okay, this is a super awesome feature. It's kind of a little trick I like to tell everybody, if especially on these little hot items in the fall season. All the images will have this little heart that you can click on, and it's going to add it to your wish list. And if you hop into your wish list, you can do so by clicking on the heart or by hovering over your name there. There's this magical little button that will say notify me. So if you select that, anytime this product becomes available on any of our online buying platforms, you will get an email notification with a link that you can quickly jump in and click on it and go in and secure the product. This is especially helpful for the Miami box lots. We all know that's the least expensive and freshest point of flowers in the pipeline of Mayesh. So if a box comes in there, you're going to be getting a really great deal. But it is a live inventory and everyone's going to be on the lookout for these products. So it's a little shortcut to hop in the door before the product's all bought up.
Yeah, I love that. And when you say programs, just so everyone knows, if you hover over the shop menu, you'll see a list of all of our different programs. So if Moab shows up in any of those things, you'll get an email notification, which I think is really, really cool.
I love it.
I do too. Super exciting. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? We also have a new web app. You want to talk about that, DeAnna?
Yeah, the Mayesh web app is super awesome. It'll allow you to receive notifications and also be a shortcut for you to access all Mayesh online things. I find it really helpful when you're on your cell phone instead of having to go to your Google or Chrome or Safari, whatever your web browser is, and then type in mayesh.com. This will create an app on your phone, and there's instructions here on the blog that Yvonne has pulled up. So you just have a little app button on your cell phone, and then once you sign in, you have to click subscribe to notifications. And anytime we have any special deals or fun stuff going on, you'll get a little pop-up letting you know.
Yeah, that's great. And then just so you guys know, I brought up the blog. It has kind of instructions in there how to install it. Yeah, you'll see a little bell that you need to click to get the notifications, but the install button is pretty easy. For iOS people, all you iPhone and iPad users and MacBooks and all that fun stuff, there's special instructions for you guys too. And if you want a quick video tutorial that's like super short, we're talking 30 so seconds, we have that as well. So along with a lot of like FAQs and things like that too to help you guys get that all set up. So really cool new feature. Hope you guys check it out. If you don't know if you can't remember that too, we got like a big image on our homepage too that talks about it as well. And you can click and learn more if you can't find it on the blog.
Yvonne, do you want to show how if we have someone out there that wants to learn more about the online buying programs, we can schedule a one-on-one meeting, or we also do these little group walkthroughs of really tips and tricks to all the different programs. They all have different cutoffs and truck dates and things like that. So sometimes it's nice to sit down like one-on-one and wrap your head around all of it.
Yeah, I believe this sign up. We occasionally send out emails to sign up. All of our new people, all of our new registrations to get it. But you can find it on the bottom of our education page, and I believe on our buying tools. We're still working on like some different places to put it, make it easier to find. So here this is, and we can walk through kind of how easy that is. You can just click on it, and then you pick the date and time that works best for you. DeAnna's team's really great at offering lots of different dates and times. You can sign up, fill out your information, and then you'll get confirmation from everyone. Oh, I clicked on it and showed you, but it didn't show you because I'm only
I'm not seeing it, Yvonne.
I'm only showing the Mayesh tab because I have a lot of tabs up right now. But it's super easy. You click on it, and it's easy to find the date and time that works for you in your schedule. And if you need to reschedule, no big deal. Just let us know, and then you can go through and pick a different date. So super easy. And they're really great too. We've gotten really positive feedback, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah, DeAnna and Jamie and the team, they do like a really great job with these. I have another question, DeAnna.
Ooh.
So from Randy on Dutch box slots, I believe. I'm only given one date for that week. How do I change that?
Okay, for Dutch Direct, well, we're coming up on a holiday, and holidays mess with our trucking schedules, and it gets quite complicated. So right now, until we're past the holiday, you're only going to see that one date that's available. I'm not sure if you're a shipping customer or a pickup customer. That could be a differentiating factor in that as well. But typically with our Dutch Direct, it'll be 2 dates available. So for 2 weeks out that you'd be able to shop. But I can definitely look it up for you, and then I will reach out after the call and we'll get it figured out of why it's only showing you a few dates.
Awesome. Thank you, DeAnna.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, any other questions? And while you guys are thinking of questions, I did go to our education page. I know this is always kind of a fan favorite during the live demos that DeAnna and Jamie do. But this is our education page. It kind of has a summary of a lot of our different pillars that we do. So Design Star, Mornings with Mayesh, our podcast that goes along with Mornings with Mayesh, and our guides. So I'm going to just go down to the guides, just so you guys are aware of all the different guides that we do have. Again, we want to help reduce your stress, and these guides I feel like are really helpful. We have this flower care and handling one. We have a seasonal one that's like probably one of our oldest. But now we have the flower library, which I feel like is 100 times better, but sometimes people want something that's printable, and that's that. Garland guide, reliable products for large scale design. We worked on that with Sue McClary. It's pretty much Sue McClary. We just made it pretty and made it available to you guys. Rose guide, which we're actually updating. We're excited about that. And again, different ways. There's so many different ways to shop at Mayesh. So we have a guide on that and just about Mayesh in general if you're new to Mayesh. So just wanted to go over those real quick. Anything else you wanted to touch on while we're here, DeAnna?
I think something that could be helpful for the upcoming wedding seasons is that we do offer custom garlands, which a lot of people aren't aware of. Yvonne had showed you the garland guide there, which is going to give you different visual combinations of garlands that we have made, but you can actually purchase garlands online as well. If you hover over shop and select garlands from our special offers, I think it's a big time saver because anyone I've talked to said they absolutely hate making garlands. So if this can save you a little bit of time for your events, you can come in here and book them. And you will also see pictures as well. I did want to talk about how it says bunch. It gives you a price and then it says bunch. So you want to think of each bunch as a foot. So if you need 10 feet, you would select 10 and add that to your cart. So say you had 10 feet, but you wanted it broken down into 2 5-foot sections at checkout, you would just use that handy little comment section that we've seen earlier and said, I need 2 5-foots. Big time saver on those. And the lead time on those are typically about 2 weeks.
Very good to know. And I just wanted to go back to Garlands too, because I mentioned in I think my first session, I have at the end of the month, guys, I'm launching a new design challenge that will be featuring Excellence Jip. We're partnering with Dan Zeiger, which is really exciting. Also working with Belima, who does these really cool Jip garlands. And that's made with Excellence Jip as well. So those are really pretty. People don't know that they exist sometimes, and we're working on like a fun shoot with like one of my favorite designers to share with you guys too. So I have a lot of that coming up too. So make sure you guys just stay tuned. It's exciting. But you can find that in the garland section as well.
Those Jip garlands are so pretty once you get them and fluff them up. They're just like big old fluffy clouds.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, and like you said, like just a big time saver too.
Absolutely.
You know. Cool. Any other tips and tricks that you might have, DeAnna?
One of my other favorite things to do, if you want to go into the Dutch Direct box plots, Yvonne.
Sure.
This is where you're going to find tons of novelty, fun, funky things at really great pricing.
I don't know what happened. Here we go. Let's try it again. Again, it's just being weird because I'm live. Anytime I'm live, nothing works the way it's supposed to. All right, here we go.
Okay, so in Dutch, like I said, cool, funky stuff, but we also know popular wedding items, like, for example, Tweedia. Go ahead and search Tweedia in the search bar.
I feel like I'm in the shop still. Hold on. There we are. Went to the right place. Okay. Tweedia, is that what you said?
Yeah. I just want to show how amazing the pricing is in here. And then we're on the least expensive item first in our sort by. So you can see you can get Tweedia for 98 cents a stem. That's unreal, with the box count of 120 stems per box. So you may not need 120 stems for this particular event with your recipes, but the savings is going to be so incredible that you can use the extra blooms to really wow your customers.
I love it. Great tip. And, obviously there's a lot in here, right?
Oh, yeah. There's sometimes over 2,000 items in here.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where like the filters come in handy to kind of drill down to kind of what you're looking for, whether it's color, you can sort, filter by products. There's even variety in there and grade if you want to get really crazy. But we try to have all those tools to make your life easier to find what you need.
In the Dutch Direct, I like actually, instead of sorting by the least expensive price point first, just because I think all the flowers in here are so beautiful, I like to go price unit descending. So you're going to see the most expensive items first, but they have beautiful Symphediums. There's these gorgeous Phalaenopsis orchids. And they do have smaller packs too. I've seen them as low as 4 stems per pack. So that's another tip to think when you're ordering those orchids.
Yeah, here's a box of 4 stems. Yeah, that's great to know. Love it. So fun. Oh, I love those. Okay, I'm going to stop looking.
See, that's why I get stuck when I do it that way. I'm just sitting here scrolling.
Awesome. Good. This was so great, DeAnna. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and I don't have any questions. I feel like we hit all the main things. And guys, the way like DeAnna described how PreBook works and all the different options that you have to be able to sort or filter, that works across all of our programs too. So makes it super easy. We try to make it as easy as possible. So yeah, check it out. Go to Mayesh.com. And, if you ever have any questions, always feel free to reach out. And definitely, if you want that personal touch, we have that live demo walkthrough that you can sign up on our website as well. And just check it out. DeAnna, do you have any last words that you want to share?
No, I'm just so thankful I can help share some of the Mayesh.com tools with everybody. And Yvonne, you can feel free to send out my cell phone number if anyone has any questions after or really wants a one-on-one walkthrough.
Awesome. Thank you, DeAnna, so much. And thanks, guys, who joined us live for our third segment of the Fall Flower Festival. We have one more session for you today. Allison Ellis is going to be wrapping up the day with me. I'm super excited. We're talking about pricing and profit, super important things to make sure that we can continue being in business, right, guys? And she has such great insight. She's a wonderful person, too. So I will see you guys back here at 1:45. And again, I totally appreciate your time and support. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in a few. Take care.